afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video. So, Games Workshop has dropped the new Aeldari army rule. Looks pretty interesting. It's a big change from what they currently have. So let's jump in and check it out. So yeah, the Aeldari are getting a new battle rule. Currently they have the sort of dice, like fate dice that they could use. And at the beginning of the edition, they were a little bit busted. Especially with the fact of how devastating wounds and everything else worked. Eldar were a bit of a problem child when it come to the actual games and competitive scene. So with the new codex, which is on pre-order this weekend, along with all of the new cool aspect warriors, all in plastic, and the new Phoenix Lords, pretty impressive range to be fair. Not as good as the Emperor's Children, but almost there. They're coming out obviously on pre-order this weekend, which is going to be really cool. And there's going to be a lot of Eldar updated shenanigans hitting the tables in the next few weeks. So let's have a look at their army rule and let's break it down and see what it actually is. Obviously a really nice picture there of some wraiths and a Autarch. So I've always got a soft spot for the Eldar. I had a very large Eldar army back in 4th edition. And yeah, really enjoyed them. Would I go back to them? No, I'm definitely 100% going to be the boys in pink. But some really cool looking models either way. So the new army levels their speed and agility to get a 1-up on their opponents with battle focus tokens, which they earn at the start of every battle round based on the size of their warhost. Each token be spent on one of 6 abilities that trigger when certain units take an action, with each ability able to be used once per phase. So, battle focus, here we have it right here. So battle focus, if your army faction is a Shirai, which it will be because you're going to be basically running everything out the codex, at the start of the battle round, you receive a number of battle focus tokens based on the battle size. So standard games are 2,000 points, so you're going to get 4 of these to be able to spend per battle round, which is pretty good. So each time one of the triggers shown in the agile maneuvers section below, we'll have a look at that in a little bit in a second, you can spend 1 battle focus token to enable the relevant eligible unit to perform that agile maneuver. A unit is eligible to perform an agile maneuver if it has this ability and has not already performed an agile maneuver in the same phase. So basically, 1 unit can do 1 per phase. Unless otherwise stated, you cannot trigger the same agile maneuver more than once per phase, and at the end of the battle round, all unspent battle focus tokens are lost. So, at the end of the round, you basically reset, and in the next battle round, you get another 4 to use. So, what we do know is, you get to do one of these a phase, and it's kind of a little bit of like the Space Marine Doctrines, alright? But you're going to be able to do them multiple times throughout the game, but you can only do them once per phase. So, popping 1 or more of these abilities in a turn as your favourite units possibly soar across the battlefield, putting their unmatched speed to good use, capturing objectives, guaranteed charges, and being an all-round nuisance to the plodding monkey. Have you ever wanted to see a fire prism zoom 21 inches across the battlefield and blow something up? Hey, well, why not? So we've got the first one here, which is Agile Maneuvers Star Engines. So you trigger this when an eligible vehicle unit from your army is selected to make a normal move. So pretty simple, pretty standard. The effect until the end of the phase, add D6 plus 1 to the move characteristic of the models of that unit. That is pretty crazy. So most vehicles normally move at least 12 inches minimum, some a little bit faster, some a little bit slower, but you're going to be always looking at the double figures. So to potentially get an additional 7-inch move, that's really, really, really good. So yeah, I can see that being a bit of a problem, especially if you're wanting to get, say, like a Wave Serpent or a Falcon packed full of troops into the backfield for behind enemy lines or engage on all fronts or something along those lines. You're going to be able to have the movement shenanigans to be able to pull those off, and that's pretty good. Yeah, Eldar are looking pretty fast. So Putting some distance in your craft world boots isn't all that battle focus tokens are good for. The filtering shadows twist that turn of speed into a defensive bone for all assault armies will be jealous of. Okay, so let's have a look. I play assault armies. Am I going to be jealous? So filtering shadows is an agile maneuver. Obviously, there's 6 of these. The trigger is when an eligible unit from your army is selected to make a normal, advance, or fallback move, is set up on the battlefield or declares a charge. Interesting. There's a lot of things there that trigger this. So effect, until the end of the turn, enemy units can use fire Overwatch stratagem to shoot at that unit. That is pretty cool. Denying Overwatch is very, very, very cool. I can imagine a unit of 10 Banshees using this to really sort of get close and you're not able to Overwatch. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think World Eater players would like something like that so they could throw it on Angron, stop Angron getting pummeled before he gets into combat. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. Then we also have Fleet of Foot, a Guardian Defenders. So this unit can perform a fade back agile maneuver without spending a battle focus token to do so. So Guardians have this rule, obviously, this rule on their datasheet. Guardian Defenders, Fleet of Foot. If you do so, even if the other units have done so in the same phase, and doing so does not prevent other units from performing the same agile maneuver in the same phase. So this is one of the rules where it said earlier on in the army rule that if there is a rule that allows you to do this more than once, then it will tell you. So this Battle Defenders, Fleet of Foot, is allowing Guardians to do this fade back agile maneuver more than once. So you can have 2 of these units doing this, which is kind of cool. In your opponent's shooting phase, just after an enemy unit has shot, 1 eligible unit from your army, excluding Titanic units, in Wraith Knights, that was hit by 1 or more of these attacks can make a normal move up to D6 plus 1. So it's pretty much like the Surge move that the Berserkers do, which is pretty cool. So you're going to be able to get 2 Guardian units are going to be able to do that per turn, essentially, which is pretty sweet. And it's only going to essentially cost you 1 battle token, which is quite good. So then we've got a couple more. We've got the other 3. So we have Swift as the Wind. When an eligible unit from your army is selected to make a normal, advance, and fallback move, you can trigger this agile maneuver more than once per phase, providing different units perform it at the same time. So until the end of the phase, add 2 to the movement characteristic of models in that unit. So when an eligible unit from your army is selected to make a normal move, advance, or a fallback move, you can trigger this agile maneuver more than once per phase. So multiple units. So you could spend all 4 of your battle focus tokens on this ability if you really wanted to, but all you're getting is basically a 2-inch extra move to your movement characteristic. This is probably your basic one. Yeah, you're potentially going to do this if you might need that little bit extra move to be able to get a little bit closer for a charge, or even get onto an objective. You know, it's going to be, but you can do it with multiple units, which is not too bad. Then Sudden Strike. When an eligible unit from your army is selected to fight, until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes a pile-in or consolidation move, it can move up to 6 inches instead of 3. That's pretty good. I like the fact that you can get a 6-inch pile-in. That means you're going to be able to run bigger units and be able to get them in, getting within those nice melee ranges and getting really a lot of attacks in there, which is pretty good. Yeah, I like that. And possibly getting to wrap around and maybe get more models onto an objective while you're fighting as well. That's a really, really good one. Opportunity seized. When an enemy unit ends its fallback move, 1 eligible unit from your army, including Titanic units, so this is for the Wraith Knights, that start the phase within engagement range of an enemy unit, can make a normal move up to D6 plus 1. So basically, when an enemy unit ends a fallback move, so they fall away, they fall back from you, you can choose that unit and they get to move D6 plus 1 inches. So that's pretty good. So you can, if they move away, you can essentially move off somewhere else to go and deal with something else, which is pretty good. Yeah, so there are some pretty interesting things here. So it does say that to make sure you check out the Aeldari appearance in the battle report on Warhammer Plus to scope out the units to match your vibe. Now, I do have Warhammer Plus again. I've jumped back on for a month just to see what has changed, because I was thinking of doing a video on Warhammer Plus, and is it worth it 3 or 4 years in? And so I'll check out that battle report and see exactly how the Aeldari play, and then I'll maybe report back here on the channel. But that is it. Aeldari are looking a little bit nice. Now, it's a nice, I like this new battle rule, the new trait. I like it. The army rule is quite nice. Now, obviously, there are detachments, and those detachments are going to have its own little bit of flavour. So we'll be interested to see what those detachments actually bring to the table, because as we know, your army rule is always quite nice, but your detachment rule is where you get the spice. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what they do. I can imagine that there's probably going to be one focused around the Farseers. There'll be one focused around the Wraith element, one focused around certain aspects, and I can see certain ones built in to sort of enhance certain elements of the Aeldari range. So yeah, looking forward to seeing them on the table. I know a friend of mine is definitely going to be doing them, and I'm looking forward to getting my Emperor's Children on the table so I can actually fight his craft world or his Aeldari. And I just want to see if Fulgrim can slap the bitch out of his avatar, because I've heard the avatar's a bit spicy, and I want to see if Fulgrim is able to take that on. But that's the video. If you like what I'm doing, please like, comment, ring the bell, ring all that good stuff. Most importantly, please subscribe. I am literally about to hit 3,700 subscribers, which is amazing. Obviously, the target by the end of the year is 5,000. We're still in January, so everything is going well. And yeah, I'm now on TikTok. I joined TikTok. Don't know why. I just thought I'd give it a go. And I've made videos. Engagement is really good. Better than Instagram. So I'm probably going to be doing a couple of short form 1-minute tutorials over on TikTok. So you can check me out. It's Pointy Paintings on TikTok. So if you want to follow me, feel free to head over there and check me out. Would be quite interesting. It's definitely an interesting app compared to other social media apps. So you never know. I might actually stay and do some TikTok Warhammer. No dancing. 100% no dancing. At all. None at all. Not even when I'm getting my pink boys. But that's the video. Catch you in the next one, peeps. Goodbye for now.